So, hello, my name is Karmveer Pratap Singh, and in this pandemic situation, when everyone is trying to make their contribution to elevate the morale and confidence of the people across the spectrum in business and personal lives, I'm taking this initiative to talk to business leaders across the world, and also I'm talking to bold initiatives taken by the founders of startups. So earlier we spoke about college sport. Today we have a dynamic leader, and she has founded Unfabricated. S- Arja, I call her. Arja, I request you to introduce yourself and tell something about what your startup and is all about.
Sure, KP. I'm Arja. I'm an entrepreneur from India, and I recently graduated from Babson College with my MBA in marketing and entrepreneurship. And I'm currently working on my startup, Unfabricated. So basically, Unfabricated is a socially and environmentally sustainable fashion brand. What we really do is that I have a textile manufacturing family business back in India, and we're identifying waste fabrics that are being generated in these kind of textile manufacturing firms, and we're giving it to women in India who belong to low income families or who are underprivileged, but do have certain skills like stitching. So they know how to stitch with a machine or with hand. And these women are creating like apparel, accessories, and home furnishings. I'm actually wearing one of the accessories that we make. That's what we're trying to do, and we're bringing these unique products to the market in North America, as well as we're serving right now, like currently with the COVID situation, also we are serving the Indian audience as well. So that is what Unfabricated is, and I think I've been really passionate about the fashion industry in general, as well as to be able to like contribute to the society majorly, especially women. Empowering them is something that I've been doing with my mother over the past a lot of years, I would say, through different initiatives. And I'm happy that today Unfabricated is co-founded by my mother and I. So we both are co-founders. So
Wow.
that's about Unfabricated and myself.
That's a great to hear. I mean, so that will be quite inspiring. I know not a lot, but quite a few lady who has taken that step. So well,
Mhm.
congratulations for that.
Thank you so much.
And can we take a little step back and want to hear what inspired you to
Mhm.
initiate this thing?
Sure, absolutely. I think having been a part of a patriarchal society, having seen or having actually felt the male dominance, I've always thought of different ways in which I can help women, empower them, make them believe in themselves in a way that they can do much more than just like household chores or be at home, be homemakers, and actually be independent and earn a living for themselves. So I think since I was what like 14 or 15 years old, I've been visiting my father's factory, family business, where I used to see like how the products are being made, how the laces and fabrics are being manufactured, and I would only see like male workers working on the floors and women just doing the packaging work. So I think there are a lot of factors that connected for me. I mean, my mother and I, we used to go to schools near our house, which were government schools or like privately held schools, where we would go contribute or donate fabrics to women who were learning how to stitch, who were learning fashion designing, and also work with like our domestic helps who come at home to sort of encourage them to learn or even teach them. So we used to teach them like how to talk in English or do like basic maths, but so that at least they know how much money they're supposed to earn and how much they're earning, like such kind of basic math. So I think a lot of like over the past whatever 10 years, I would say like I've grown as a woman, and I've taken these initiatives with my mother's help to support women. And I think that's how like clubbing both the things, like the family business aspect and the women empowerment aspect, it sort of brought together unfabricated in a way.
I think that's a quite genuine, and it's really congratulate that you felt that way, and you are putting your effort. So now coming to the point of when did you initiated this unfabricated, uh, and how from COVID it has impacted? I mean, if I come to that point.
Sure. So basically, I came up with the idea of unfabricated while I was doing my MBA at Babson. So it was the first year, and I was sitting in one of our professors' class, which was in technology and operations, and we were learning about sustainability. We were learning about lean startups and everything. So for me, like I got the inspiration from there. I always tried to implement the learnings from my class to actually create something bigger. So I would say somewhere in the year of 2019, like last year, that I actually came up with Unfabricated, then participated in a few venture accelerators to reform the idea, to fine tune it. And I think today, we are a part of the Summer Catalyst program at Babson, which was formerly known as the Summer Venture program. And COVID has specifically, like, it's been hard for us because we had to launch our brand in the month of March through a trunk show, and we couldn't do that because, uh, again, everything was on a lockdown because of the entire situation. We had to invite a lot of people, prospective customers, and investors or collaborators who would have come for the event. And it based on like whatever impact we had then. Now we are trying to sort of mitigate the risks and trying to launch our brand online. So we're working on our e-commerce platform very extensively and trying to build our online community until we are able to meet our prospective customers or customers in person. So that's how COVID has affected and what we're really doing to overcome the challenges.
Yeah, I feel about it. This is not easy because when you have planned and things did not went well.
Mm.
So this brings me what what was the biggest? I mean, was it that launching the thing unfabricated was the biggest challenge? What was the biggest challenge out of all this, and how you plan to address it?
I would say that the biggest challenge for me, yes, was launching my brand because we were all ready. Like I had about 40 pieces ready to sell. I have that inventory with me right now, which I had to sell on the day of my trunk show. And it would have been a great way of launching by meeting people, like they actually touching and feeling the fabric that we are using, giving us feedback. So all of that was a part of like one event. And now it's the biggest challenge for us is that given that these are physical products and these are like apparel and accessories which people would want to try first before buying, or at least touch the fabric and see how it is before buying. And converting that into an online space is a great challenge for us because now customers can't touch or feel the fabric, or like see the product physically. So that's been a huge challenge, but I think there's a good way of taking over this challenge by creating more content of how these products look on people. So even if I have to just, click a few pictures of mine or make a short video of mine and post it on my Instagram, just to show people, this is how it looks and this is how you can style it and this is the kind of fabric. We give them all the details on the message and everything. So I think that's what we're trying to do right now. We don't know if it's going to be successful, but we are hoping that it would work given the current situation.
I wish, I mean, I might have all prayers you will be successful, and
Thank
you are a
you.
passionate person. So I'm sure about and confident about it. So this is for the short time, but what is your broader and longer term vision about unfabricated? How Okay, do maybe are you trying to pivot it completely as an online thing? But as you mentioned, it has some physical aspect of touch and feel. So you are just waiting for situation to go a little normal so that you can get back to the physical store. What is like the outlook for unfabricated?
Sure. So in terms of the vision, I always envisioned Unfabricated to be like on an e-commerce platform, but we wanted to start with pop-up trunk stores where we could just build credibility by showing people our products. We build like a basic customer base who would further, like buy from our e-commerce platform or refer us to their friends. So that was the idea. Like on a basic level and on a larger level, I would say that I envision Unfabricated to be known as a globally, socially, and environmentally sustainable fashion brand. We want to cater to these two issues, considering that the fashion and textile industry is like it's the second largest polluter in the world after oil. And there are a lot of fast fashion brands that are still in being. So it's more about how we envision Unfabricated to actually change the mindset of these fashion buyers. We want to convert them into sensible fashion lovers and maybe even a move towards getting a B Corp certification where we would be able to like claim with a certification that yes, we are all our products are ethically made, they are sustainable. And we want to promote that kind of a thing. We want to basically create that kind of a shift in how customers buy and what customers think about fashion in general. So that's like the long term vision that we want to be known like that. And it has to be majorly through our e-commerce platform. That's what we always plan. I've never thought of having like a retail boutique store. And I think given the current situation, we are going to live in a different world altogether. Like a lot of habits of customers, of buyers will generally change. So I'm hoping that the long-term vision of having that e-commerce platform and to be able to deliver our products to all parts of the world and not just empower women in India or in my city, but actually go taking that national or even supporting women like all over the world in a way is what our vision is.
I think
So
that's awesome. That's awesome. I wish that comes to fruition sooner than later. And you mentioned about having your own online uh, e-commerce platform,
yeah.
but in given scenario, I would it is a little deviation what I wanted to you to go there. But do you see that Amazon is? Do you want to be like in the hub of Amazon, or you want to have your own e-commerce and then you want to be on your own? Like I mean, because 95% is Amazon. So now anybody is so how do you plan? Do you want to be like partnering with them or you are going on your own?
That's a good question. I personally do not want to go take the route of, say, Amazon. What I'm trying to do is address a niche market as of now because suddenly there is this need or awareness about sustainable products in general. Amazon is more of a marketplace where you get like every possible thing. So I don't want to be I don't want Unfabricated to be categorized as a regular brand. I want it to be a brand that educates people, that creates that awareness, and brings about that shift in the consumer mindset. And I think for me to do that, I need to take the independent route because uh, it has to like I want Unfabricated to be a very personal brand, like where customers can relate or be connected to Unfabricated very personally. So I don't think that can come out with Amazon, and it just doesn't match my future vision or what I envision for Unfabricated. So definitely don't want to go that route for now. Maybe later on, if they're able to expand globally, and if needed, we might consider it. But as far as the initial journey is concerned, I really need a platform to sort of just build my brand as an independent brand.
Okay, that's a very confident move. I appreciate it. And coming to the operation point, I mean, you wanted to make it a B Corp, and I think it makes a lot of sense the way you have envisioned it. It definitely counts as one of the good initiative because you are not going directly about this fabrication, rather you are utilizing for the secondary part that is coming out of the main stream of fabrication
Yeah.
and also empowering women. But on the operations side, this e-commerce education you mentioned is a very key. because whatever
Yeah.
because if you want to make go into in the niche part, and you want to empower those things, so there is a lot of education is has to go there. How you are planning it, like you are now you are not going with Amazon, so that you will not be getting that much exposure all of a sudden that you can promote yourself. So going all alone and educating people on that front. Maybe I'm asking you a little business question, but that's a very that is the whole point of bringing you and making other learn. How do you see that happening? And in given situation also you touch upon this education, because your product is very much about feel and touch. How that yeah.
Sure. No, that's a valid question, definitely. The thing is that there is already an existing market where people are already aware about sustainable products. They're already conscious about the fact that there are certain industries or certain habits of theirs that are impacting the world in a negative way. And I think during this COVID situation as well, this might just act as a positive for us, because you would see that because of COVID, people staying at home, you see endangered species like coming back. You can actually see that the nature is responding to this whole situation where humans are in a lockdown situation. So I think people are starting to realize that, and for me to actually educate customers around that is like completely talking from a business point of view is we are looking to collaborate with people. We're looking to build stronger partnerships, either it's with non-profits or with production houses or with other brands. Because at the end of the day, I believe like I never consider that we do have competition, but I don't personally feel that they're really a competition, but they can be like possible collaborators, because brands like Unfabricated are trying to create something positive, and they're trying to educate and build awareness. And for the brands that are already existing and have been in the market, have already tried to reach out to audiences who could be our prospective customers as well. And we're also targeting like how we really want to educate people is through our online platforms, through our social media platforms. Like the whole world is on social media in a way, and if we can get people to even visit our, say, Instagram page or something and just read about us, because we do post very educational posts as well as a product post. So it's more about tapping these prospective customers through different channels and collaborating and partnering with other brands or organizations.
I
And
think
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, you mentioned about COVID as well. So as I said, like even during COVID, with the whole experience that we are losing, where people could touch and feel the product, it's more like since we are still in a process where we've received a few pre-orders, but we're yet to deliver the product. So our aim is to actually reach out to first few customers who could we'll just deliver the product to them. They could wear it, they could touch and feel it, they could give us feedback on our products, help us build a product for them. Like we don't want to be independent and isolated from our customers. We want to build like a journey. We want to create a journey for them, so they can actually like receive the product, give us feedback from there. We can further fine tune the product for them.
And that's an awesome way. I think I really appreciate. So okay, that was a little diversion from the main discussion that I want to learn from you. How do uh, being an a startup, and I think you're going in a very strongly on that. This whole economy now I'm talking about, the
Mm-hmm.
supply chain is affected, and in some way or other, okay, in down the line, in maybe few months time or maybe in a year's time, things will get better. But during that time when the supply chain is affected, and you are talking about satisfying your customer, you are already global, maybe you are outsourcing from India, and then taking things from there, and then you are supplying to your US market. So that delays, etc. Are you planning that will be a challenge?
I would say, in a way, yes. So obviously, our operations back in India have been affected because of the extended lockdown in the city where I am from, that's Delhi, and the production over there, like production houses being on halt. We can't really get our products made right now from the production house that we are working with. So it's definitely been a challenge. And as far as like transporting these products here, as well. Like obviously that is a challenge, but I think in a longer term things would get better, because it's not just a small business like Unfabricated that's being affected. It's like so many e-commerce businesses. There are so many like global brands who get their products manufactured from India and China. So, I mean, it's like everything has been affected in general, and there will be a new normal way to go about it. Even if it is in the form of extended delivery periods, even if it's in the form of holding larger inventory to cater to the customers. So, there can be like a lot of ways to go about it. And I think for me, it's too soon to comment how things would shape up. But what we are trying to do is that during this time, for whatever inventory we have maintained, we're able to give that to our customers, even with delayed periods, like delayed delivery periods, and create like an online presence, because a lot of businesses are now moving from retail to e-retail. So I think it's going to be a new way, and then it also depends on like your policy, like your company's policy on returns, on if you have a 30-day return policy or something, because your customers will need that kind of surety that okay, if I receive this product, I haven't worn it or touched this product, then if I find something that I don't like, then I'm able to return it to the company. So there will be a lot of aspects to be considered, and I think we personally will have a lot of challenges when we launch our e-commerce platform, because for us a lot of it is hypothetical as of now. We can only learn from use cases. We can only learn from other brands, and I think once we go in there, we might be able to come up with like innovative ideas to address it. So definitely, I think it's a global challenge, and in any industry, and as far as our industry is concerned, definitely it's there.
Okay, okay, that's fair point. That's a fair point. And I was thinking about not only from the economy. I mean, what is your perception? Because you talked about people buying it, you have to have customers. So want you take you to the point of economy where you see a lot of job cuts, maybe a lot of
Oh yes,
in many ways things have been disrupted. So the
oh
first
yes,
point is the habit of people is changing. Like if you visit how people were spending about 3 months back and the way they're spending now, it's more focused on fundamental needs than going for
yes.
like, yeah. So do you see that that will be also a challenge because now people will be less? How do you see that?
So definitely yes, because the thing is that still we are humans and we buy more from an emotional standpoint as compared to a rational standpoint. That's what I believe. I mean, I've been a shopper like that, and I've seen so many shops like that. So what it's more like catering to the need of today. So for I'll give you an example. What Unfabricated is doing right now back in India, we are using the same concept to create masks that can be given out to the people in our community. And we're doing a buy one, donate one. So there are a lot of workers in India who either can't afford to buy a mask, who don't know what's the real use of mask. They're uneducated. They're like daily wage workers. They're sitting at home. They don't have money. They're just around. So what we're trying to do is we're asking our community members to buy our fancy uh, mask, which they would love to wear, like in general. Like it'll make them feel good and it'll make them look good. While we donate one mask that is a reusable mask that these people can use, the needy can use basically. So, and these masks are actually being made by uh, one of our employees, I would say, at Unfabricated. She is stitching masks while sitting at home. So when you talk about like challenges in the job market, challenges in how people would lower their spending, how people would like how their shopping behavior would be impacted. Yes, it will be impacted, but it won't be severely impacted, because people will end up buying very emotionally. And the fact that brands like Unfabricated, the other socially sustainable brands, we are trying to sort of bring about a greater good. And we are not just in existence for making profits. We are in existence to support the community in general. And I think for that, people will never shy. So people who have enough disposable income, they're not going to shy away from it. So it will there will be an impact. We might have to work on our pricing strategy uh, a bit, but uh, as such, I don't think in terms of buying behavior things would change. People wouldn't just now people wouldn't go to malls; they'll just shop online. I think that's the major difference that I can think about. And definitely the job market has been affected. So like the production house that we are working with is still closed. The women workers over there, they're obviously not working. But there are political, there are these laws and amendments that are being passed where you have to pay your workers. So that's a good thing that's coming from the government side as well. So I think there are a lot of factors to be considered in this, and people will just get used to the new way of living.
Sure. So, coming to your team part,
Hmm.
how you are working, like how many team, like you said, okay, you and your mother is in the founding team, but apart from that, how your operation, I mean, how your activities are going on, because now you can't go and have a collaboration with your colleague or maybe your to be prospective employee, and how do you planning all that, because are you doing all alone, and how many team you have built up and how you're working?
So right now we are a founding team of two. We have we being a part of multiple accelerators, venture accelerators has given me access to great advisors. We still haven't formalized a board of advisors, but we often speak with a lot of advisors whom we've worked with in the past year. And as far as as I told you, like we have this one woman employee who's making masks for Unfabricated in her free time, sitting at home. So it's like she. So that's the only team we have right now, and we do not want to expand it until we launch because uh, we don't uh, we don't want to overpromise and not deliver basically. So that's why for now we collaborated with the with an all women production house in India, which is already having all women employees and is upskilling these women.
Okay.
So so that's how that's what I meant with partnerships and collaborations, because this is already an existing manufacturer who's focusing on ethically made products and providing this education to women. So right now we don't have the capacity of building our own production house. We're collaborating with them. So that's about the team and how the operational dynamics is with the employees or partners.
I mean, fundamentally, it's a very sound planning. I can sense and I can hear from your what is going on. So it seems like it's a well planned, and you are doing it in a probably right way, and in the given situation, that is probably the best way to do that. Uh, this is it takes a lot of courage. This is yeah, really you are really doing great thing. So because I want you to say some messages, maybe, and that with that will conclude as well. But is anything else that you want to share with other upcoming entrepreneurs and those who have just fighting and they're feeling a lot of pressure under this startup journey?
I would just say that you're not alone. I'm in the same position as you are in. I've had like tough days. I've literally gone through weeks without doing like productive work because I felt so low. But I think it's all about getting your thoughts together, remembering every day that you're passionate about something and you want to do like this is your vision, this is your goal, and keep thinking about it over and over again that you want to achieve this, and bring about like be around positive people, think of positive things, plan. I mean, I think the one thing that really helped me in the past 2 to 3 weeks is that creating a schedule, creating, putting deadlines, putting timelines that I need to complete this, get done with this by this time. And I think also the good part about what's been going on in the past 2 months is that since I've been a part, I'm a part of the Summer Catalyst program. I get to speak with other entrepreneurs. I get to be in an online setting with like 15, 16 other businesses, and having to speak with advisors, getting that support from them, sharing my challenges with them, and getting advice is something that's helping me. So I think reaching out to your peers, reaching out to other startups, reaching out to your mentors is something that will definitely help you move forward during these hard times. And I think there's always a solution to every problem. So if there's any challenge that you're facing, you will find a solution. Just talk about it, discuss, be open. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
That's a great. That's a great. I mean, it's just not. I mean, I understand. I can understand myself going through that journey. I think it's quite inspiring. Thank you so much for this your time and your initiative. I wish you come out with unfabricated the way you want. Make it a global brand. Go and be successful. Thank you so much, Arja.
Thank you so much, KB. It was